Hey, all right, everybody, how's it going? Well, it's April 2020, and you know what's going on in the world, the epidemic. So we're wearing our masks, and we're, working on mini bikes, and we're socially distancing. We ride our mini bikes at least 6 feet apart when we ride. But the first thing I would advise anyone to do is to definitely get the torque converter. You can do a stage one. And if you don't do anything with the governor, I don't think you're going to get any more top speed. You're going to get up there quicker, you're going to have better hill climb, you're going to have better off-road ability. You're not going to get top speed. Your governor's still going to stop you. A torque converter changes your gearing. It's like something that totally changes as your motor RPMs go up. It's like changing your sprockets every second on a motorcycle. There's no way that you can ever do anything that good. Most guys say when they throw these on, they go from about 22, 23 to 35 miles an hour. I instantly got 40, and then I took a little bit of a long stretch run, and it climbed up there. I got it to 47.1. I got it on the app. My last video I did, you guys can check that out. But Go Power Sports, I did get their intake because this thing is kind of chunky and heavy. If you guys can see this, it is a billet aluminum pod adapter for your standard carburetor. I just think it's really awesome. OMB I deal with a lot too. Their one that they had gives you an extra stud for your block, and on this inside part you need to put the extender stud on it. This one you don't need to change any studs to your engine. I like Go Power Sports gives you a little sock for your K&N style filter and all that. I was really big on that. But I went with OMB's brand new. They just came out with it. They had it for the CT, but not the BT200. Their exhaust, and the idea behind this exhaust is that it stays totally under the frame. And I love the fact that you can buy a Briggs & Stratton hot dog muffler for it and change it out whenever you want. Or, 4th of July, you're riding around waking the neighbors up. You can just take this thing out and go bananas. I think once it heats up a lot, that might be a bitch to get that out. The other bitch is, on all of these that I've seen, a little bit of the thread always shows. You can't cut it in. I've thought about getting another one. They're only like $5 to buy these things. And carefully cutting it and cleaning the threads so that it threads all the way in. Just cutting it about in half and then threading it in. That's another idea I have. But I went with OMB Warehouse. They're another great company. These guys, everything ships like freaking fast as can be. I can't even believe they can ship shit this fast. The first thing I'm going to do when I show it, I'm going to take this freaking ugly box off of there. Then I'm going to run this exhaust through, and I want to see if you can do it with the intake. I'm going to be taking the intake off, but in case anyone has questions about that, I want to be able to answer those questions as far as, yes, you can run the intake, the standard box. The carburetor is EPA regulated, which means they don't want you adjusting the jet. This comes with a jet, and you really got to jet it because you're going to run lean if you don't. And today we're going to show you guys an idea we have about using an easy out, jamming it in there, and just really just being ginger with it, getting it in there nice, and easing it out. I might let my brother try that. He's pretty good with fasteners. He's got a good feel for nuts and bolts. I strip shit out all the time, so we'll give it a try. No liability. If it gets wrecked, you can go for $12 and get a new carburetor for it. But I'm thinking it's worth the try. I've seen people do it. There's not any good videos on it, and I wanted to show that to you guys because I think that's a huge factor in doing stage ones on these new Colemans is the fact that they're EPA carburetors, and a lot of people don't want to do that. Alrighty, so we got it off, and let me tell you what we did was we loosened the nuts to this other shield, shimmied it, and I had to get it off. Again, this engine's risen another inch, and it was too tight to the frame. Alrighty, folks, so, boy, I really like the exhaust, but all kinds of problems, not fitting. We got the chain off. I've pulled the motor all the way forward because I've got it just snugged down fairly good. Like I said, I might paint this and stuff, so I haven't gone full torque on it, but it's torqued down enough to measure. Even with the motor full forward, I'm sorry, my camera works bad. I've had a few IPAs already. But, yeah, no way. So my idea is, because I really want a threaded exhaust. In hindsight now, for a lot of you guys that don't want to screw around, that one that Go Power sells that comes around here, and then you have the one they sell for $50 that clamps on, might be a nice deal. I would even consider that now after this, but I really wanted a removable exhaust. So my idea is, this is standard 3/4 NP piping, and I'm just gonna get a nipple, male to female, bring it out. I've got that silicone sleeve, and then run it so it's gonna work. And I'm gonna try to get my motor back up, because right now my motor's totally full. I don't think my chain will go back on without either adding a link or buying a new chain now. There's no way. You can't get it on. It's right on, and like I said, I loosened the motor, and I brought it all the way forward, took the chain off to do it. It's been a little bit of a rump bumper, to be honest with you, but I really do like the exhaust. I like this metal material. I don't know what it is. Alrighty guys, so we came to an epiphany, and I realized something. That when OMB warehouse developers came up with this exhaust, they probably didn't realize they didn't develop it for people that risen their engine an inch due to the torque converter. Because I realized being an inch down, it would be perfect. Being an inch up, I'm having all kinds of trouble. That's probably what it is. It'd be something that if OMB representatives ever watch this video or whatever, might want to think about putting in their ad. That you will have problems if you've rose your engine due to, putting the torque converter on. Raisin, I don't know. Whatever the proper English is for that, I apologize. I'm going to take the box off. I see a lot of guys take everything apart. I believe just leave it together. I'm going to pack this all together. I keep my OEM parts. I'm going to box. I've taken a lot of parts off this thing. The original jack shaft, the fenders. I've taken all kinds of crap off this thing. I'm keeping everything together now. I got the muffler. I'm going to put it on, up in my shed in a storage box. Just if you ever sell it, it's worth more money having the original parts. People go, oh, yeah, $10 for an intake for who's going to need that? Who's going to buy that? Keep it. It's going to make the bike worth more money having your OEM parts. It's a 10 millimeter, by the way, if anyone wanted to know. These are the actual nuts that secure your carburetor on too. So be ginger with it. You're screwing around with your carburetor. Also, what's connected in is your vent from your valve cover there that comes off. So that's something you want to concern yourself. But it's pretty obvious, but you want your choke lever to be in the off position or the on position, and your fuel in the off position, both back. But I mean, if you look at it, it's pretty obvious. A lot of guys over-explain. So, holy cow, it was already off. What? I'll have to jam that back in there. Yeah, usually they say that's in there really tight. Not too bad. Yeah, I'm a little worried. That tube came right out of there. I'm sure it'll stuff right back in, but I got to work it off of this. I guess it worked out good. I can see if a guy was trying to keep that in there and working this off of there, I'll tell you what, that thing is on there like gangbusters. It's like it's glued on. And one little trick I had to slightly bend this up because the throttle linkage right here hit this little flap of metal, and there was no way to work it out. It didn't come out far enough, and you have to pull it out just enough to get to these linkages right here from the governor. And if you want to make sure that you're very careful with these little springs and this linkage. Don't let this stretch out. The littlest bit of stretch is going to affect your governor controls. And I'll tell you right now, I don't want to mess because my governor, I feel, is really good. Yeah, carburetor's off. I took pictures of everything, but you know what? There's only the one gasket that comes to this little plastic, like, manifold thing, and you can't screw it up. When you go to put the gasket on the carburetor, no matter which way you flip it, it has to go the right way. But I took pictures anyway. I would advise anyone to take pictures. No big deal. We'll let you guys know I did check it out, and sure enough, inside there is a ramped, threaded jet. So we're gonna have to, use the easy out on it. and we got an easy out, so we're gonna try it. We'll let you guys know. I'll do a video of us trying to remove it, so we'll see what's going on. There's all the parts. So here's the price of admission right here. We're trying to use a easy out, tap it to try to bring that piece out, because you can't thread it out. No liability if it doesn't work. Well, I'll be back online looking for a carburetor. Oh, I think I heard it break free. I heard a little crack. Oh my God, the EPA. Now, a lot of people don't put this online because I think they're afraid the EPA agents will come kick their door in. Because again, this was, look at that. That's the price of admission right there, peeps. They say it can't be removed.
That hole's too small. We gotta put a bigger one in.
All right, everybody. So it's all pretty much together. And you can see I got this exhaust with the threaded bung for the 3/4 inch, you know, hot dog style mufflers. And what I thought I'd do, we'll start her up, if it starts, who knows, and run it without. We'll get the loudness, and then what I'll try to do without getting smogged out, I'll screw this slowly in so you can get the change of pitch. All on Technovision Rich MSX 125. So we're gonna go for that if we can get that. Alrighty, my brother's gonna give me a hand with the actual yanking. Should be good to go. Well, first start, that's no shit, we didn't fuck around. Don't go bananas because there's no chain. Sounds pretty good. We'll do a couple more. Wow, garden tractor. All right, we'll give it a shot with this in there. I don't know how this is. Oh, wow. Holy cannoli. Well, I didn't even screw it in. Yeah, and you know what? These hot dog mufflers, you can get good ones if you really want to go bananas. And I have jury-rigged this, and you guys probably heard, because this OMB one that they just made for this bike is not designed for it to be rigged. So I had to come a little forward on the motor, and I bought a few extra parts to stick hot dog out. I'm going to get a 45. Yeah, I think the muffler is a little richer and cleaner, and might even be helping with back pressure. So, all right, we'll take a look at the torque converter. Yeah, that actually is performing exactly how it should. Well, I got it to 47 miles an hour on one of my other videos. Watch that. You'll like it. There's no